We all wear masks, but what happens when we confront what lies beneath? Throughout our lives, we present ourselves in ways that fit into society's expectations. This is what Carl Jung called the persona. But behind that mask, there's another side of us, one we often hide or suppress, known as the shadow. In this video, we'll explore how these two forces shape your public and private selves, the tension between them, and why understanding this balance is crucial in today's world of curated social media personas, careers, and relationships. The persona is a complicated system of relations between individual consciousness and society. Fittingly enough, a kind of mask. Carl Jung. Carl Jung's concept of persona refers to the mask we wear to present ourselves to the world, a carefully crafted image that reflects what we believe society expects of us. It's the role we play in different environments, whether it's at work, in social settings, or online. Imagine a series of masks symbolizing the different personas we adopt. We might see a social media profile carefully curated to reflect a polished image, or professional attire worn to fit into a corporate environment. These visual cues highlight how we shape our outward identity. The persona serves as a necessary tool for navigating societal expectations. It allows us to function within different social roles, whether we're at work, interacting with family, or presenting ourselves online. For example, the way you act in a business meeting may differ from how you behave with friends or on social media. Each setting requires a different version of yourself. While the persona helps us fit into different contexts, over-identifying with it can lead to problems. Relying too much on the mask can result in a loss of authenticity, where you may no longer feel connected to your true self. This can also lead to burnout, as constantly upholding a public image becomes exhausting. The key is to balance the persona with your private self, so you remain genuine while still adapting to social norms. Consider your own experiences. At work, you might wear professional attire, speak confidently in meetings, and maintain a polished demeanor. This is your persona in the corporate world, a mask that conveys competence, reliability, and leadership. However, when you're at home with family, you might wear comfortable clothes, engage in playful banter, and show a more relaxed and nurturing side. On social media, you might share carefully selected photos and updates that portray a balanced, successful life. Carl Jung's concept of the shadow represents the hidden, darker parts of ourselves, the thoughts, feelings, and traits we repress because they don't align with the image we want to project to the world. These are aspects of our personality that we prefer to keep hidden, even from ourselves. The shadow is formed when we suppress traits or impulses that don't fit into our persona or societal norms. As we grow up, we're taught to reject certain feelings or behaviors that are considered inappropriate, such as anger, jealousy, or vulnerability. Over time, these aspects get pushed into the unconscious, creating a hidden side of ourselves that remains unacknowledged. We hide the shadow out of fear of being judged, misunderstood, or rejected by society. Admitting to the darker parts of ourselves can make us feel vulnerable or exposed, so we bury these aspects instead. The more we try to conform to societal expectations, the more we push our shadow deeper into the unconscious. When the shadow is ignored or repressed, it often surfaces in unexpected ways, such as sudden emotional outbursts, self-sabotage, or projecting negative traits onto others. For example, you might find yourself snapping at a loved one over a minor issue, only to realize later that your reaction was disproportionate. This could be a manifestation of your shadow. Maybe you've been overly critical of a colleague, only to recognize that you're projecting your own insecurities onto them. These behaviors are signs that your shadow is trying to surface. The shadow often contains emotions and impulses that we've been taught to suppress, which can lead to self-sabotaging behaviors and projection. Recognizing these patterns can help you address the underlying fears and insecurities. Everyone carries a shadow, and the less it is embodied in the individual's conscious life, the blacker and denser it is. Carl Jung. There's a constant internal tension between maintaining the persona we show to the world and confronting the shadow we keep hidden. The more we cling to our polished image, the more pressure builds beneath the surface as the shadow seeks expression. When people lose control of their shadow, the results can be dramatic. Think of celebrity scandals where a seemingly perfect public figure suddenly behaves in ways that shock the public, or the dramatic personality shifts often seen in midlife crises. These events reveal the strain of suppressing one's hidden self for too long. Ignoring or continuously suppressing the shadow has real psychological consequences. Over time, this repression can lead to anxiety, depression, or even unexpected emotional outbursts. The more we deny these hidden aspects, the more we feel disconnected from our true selves, resulting in inner turmoil and mental distress. When we fail to integrate our shadow, we tend to project these suppressed qualities onto others. This leads to conflicts in relationships, as we see in others the very traits we refuse to acknowledge within ourselves. For example, someone who suppresses their own insecurities may harshly judge others for being insecure, without realizing they're projecting their unaddressed shadow onto those around them. This projection perpetuates disharmony both internally and externally. Shadow integration is the psychological process of acknowledging, accepting, and integrating the hidden parts of yourself, the shadow, into your conscious awareness. Instead of suppressing these aspects, you recognize them as part of who you are, understanding and accepting these traits without shame. This process leads to greater self-awareness and authenticity, allowing you to navigate life with more emotional intelligence and resilience. By integrating your shadow, you reduce the likelihood of projecting your issues onto others, fostering healthier relationships. Carl Jung himself exemplified this process through his deep self-reflection and analysis of his dreams and personal unconscious, which shaped his groundbreaking theories on psychology. Similarly, creative artists often channel their darker emotions and repressed feelings into their work, transforming them into powerful expressions rather than letting them fester internally. To integrate your shadow, begin with self-reflection to identify these aspects, perhaps through journaling, meditation, or therapy. Acknowledge the existence of your shadow traits and accept them without judgment, understanding that everyone has a shadow. Integrate these traits into your conscious awareness by recognizing how they influence your thoughts, feelings, and behaviors, and finding ways to express them healthily. Make shadow integration a regular practice, continuously engaging in activities that help you explore and understand your shadow. By doing so, you can lead a more authentic and balanced life, embracing the totality of your being with patience, self-compassion, and a willingness to confront the darker parts of yourself. Social media platforms encourage the creation of a highly curated persona, where people carefully select and edit what they share with the world. This constant focus on projecting a perfect image makes it harder to acknowledge or even recognize the shadow. As users present idealized versions of themselves, their less favorable traits, insecurities, flaws, or darker emotions are buried deeper, making shadow integration more difficult in the digital age. There's a growing movement toward authenticity in modern culture, where people are encouraged to be real and show their true selves. However, the challenge lies in integrating the shadow, not just displaying curated imperfections. True authenticity requires confronting the uncomfortable parts of ourselves that social media typically discourages, forcing a reckoning with traits we would rather hide than share with the world. To begin the journey of shadow integration, viewers can take simple yet powerful steps. Journaling is an effective method where you write down your thoughts, feelings, and moments when you experience strong emotions, reflecting on any recurring themes that might point to hidden aspects of your shadow. Seeking professional help from a therapist can offer a safe space to explore your unconscious mind and hidden traits. Additionally, taking time to meditate or engage in deep self-reflection, where you allow yourself to confront uncomfortable feelings or experiences rather than pushing them away, can be highly beneficial. Calm, introspective scenes of journaling by candlelight, meditating in nature, or quietly reflecting in a room provide a sense of peace and mindfulness, symbolizing the slow, thoughtful process of shadow integration. As Jung stated, one does not become enlightened by imagining figures of light, but by making the darkness conscious. Understanding and balancing your persona and shadow is crucial for leading a healthier, more authentic life. It's not about choosing between who you present to the world and who you truly are. It's about integrating both sides so you can navigate life with greater self-awareness and emotional freedom. Now take a moment to reflect on your public and private selves. What part of your shadow have you yet to confront? Thanks for watching this video. Please subscribe to our channel, as it really means a lot to us.